Chief, just you?
Just me.
Okay. We're gonna wait for Bob, so he can, I don't know. Oh, she said downstairs. What about Bob? What about Bob? What would Bob do? What about Bob? All right, I'd like to call public safety meeting to order. All members are present. We did hold a meeting back on September 9th where we had 5 pieces of legislation that we suspended the rules. Can I get approval of those minutes, please?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? All right. Our new piece today, authorizing the mayor or his designee to accept an assistance to firefighters grant from the Department of Homeland Security for the purchase of certain equipment for the Akron Fire Division, authorizing the expenditure of local matching funds from the appropriate account or accounts, authorizing the purchase of said equipment after publicly advertising for bids and declaring an emergency. And Chief, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, committee members. Yes, come to you today. We were fortunate enough to receive good news in regards to a 2018 Assistance to Firefighters grant that was submitted in late 2017 for the purchase of a variety of safety equipment. Total potential expenditure could be around $390,000, with FEMA providing $360,000 of that. At this point, I take any other questions you may have.
Can you, Chief, I have a list of some of the items, but can you publicly just say a few of the items that this might cover?
Absolutely.
That's okay.
So we have requested, and we did receive all the items that we had requested. These include 4 power cots, so our cots, ambulance cots that are powered to raise and lower. Then power cot loaders, which are equipment that is installed in the back of the ambulance that moves the cot in and out. So this entire system allows for hydraulically to lift the cot, lower the cot, and also move in and out of the ambulance. Takes a considerable amount of strain off of our medics and firefighters loading and unloading patients. Chest compression device, automatic chest compression device. We have these on all of our med units now, and we'd like to place 3 more on some of our mass casualty units. So we've asked for 3 of those. Automated external defibrillators, AEDs. With the last grant, 2017, we were able to receive 13 AEDs that were placed on our 13 frontline fire engines. With this grant, we asked for an additional 12. These will go onto our battalion vehicles, command vehicles, and also our ladder trucks. So every frontline piece of equipment will have an automated external defibrillator. And this is important in regards to our med units can be so very busy at times that a high-risk call, if it comes in, we will dispatch a fire unit to that address. So a lot of times a fire unit, engine, ladder, may arrive first on scene to emergency medical incident, and if it is someone that's in cardiac arrest, we'll now have the electrical therapy to give them the best chance of surviving. Also, we will be using some of the funds to purchase hazmat monitoring equipment, and then also we had asked for rescue saws to replace all of our current rescue saws that are on the ladder trucks. And that's everything.
Okay. Well, thanks, Chief. Any questions from committee members? Councilman Hoke.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On the power loading cots, or will these be the first ones that we have that are coming in? Or
actually, these will allow us to have this equipment on every med unit.
Okay, so we already do have some.
Yeah, with the 2017 AFG grant, we were able to get 8 of each. We didn't want to ask for too much.
Right.
So we
Yes.
asked for enough to get most of our fleet, most of these installed onto our fleet, with the hopes that the next grant, which was this one, we could ask for the remainder, and that's, luckily, it
Oh,
worked
that's
out
great,
well.
yeah. I thought I remembered that, we had gotten some, previously, and I just wanted to see, and that's good news that all the units will be, equipped, with these units, and that'll mean a lot to.
Absolutely, because we get a great deal of injuries from
Oh, yes.
loading and unloading patients. It's one of the most difficult things in the fire service, is moving a patient from in their home, in a place of business, wherever we locate them, out of the structure and into the med unit. That's one of the most difficult and high-risk exposure to injury that we have to deal with on the fire department.
Yeah, great news with all the equipment. I mean, it's much needed, and replacing items and getting new, and happy that the money's available and we can definitely put it to good use. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other questions or comments? Councilwoman Keith, please.
Thank you, Chief. Would I be correct in saying that some of these options have already been purchased? And the reason why I say that is because when I went to the firehouse open house, I got the opportunity to look, and they were showing me some of the new cutters that they got, or saws or whatever, and I wondered if that came from this grant, or are we still getting ready to purchase?
We have not purchased anything.
Anything, so this
through
is
this
gonna
grant.
be
That's
an
why I'm here
addition.
today, asking for permission to purchase, yeah. Maybe some of the stuff you've seen came from capital expenditures or previous
Possibly.
grants.
And what is our portion of this? I know it says 390,000. Would it be about 30,000, would you say, that our
Yes,
portion is? Okay.
FEMA requires a 10% local match, so they'll be providing 360, and they ask us to foot about 36,000.
And last, if it's okay, Mr. Chair, is when I had the opportunity to ride with EMS, it was very sad when you came out of the hospital and you saw Springfield, you saw Bath, you saw whatever, and they had all the electric cut things, and these beautiful rigs, and our guys were physically managing what we were managing. So it's overdue. I'm glad we're starting to close a gap on what the needs were, and I'm so glad that with your knowledge and everything else that you've decided what is most important to get in there. So thank you for bringing that forward to us. And thanks for the grant. That was good.
Thanks, Councilwoman. Any other questions, comments, committee members, council members in chambers? All right, what's your pleasure, Chief?
Suspension, please.
Can I get a motion for suspension of the rules?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? All right, thanks, Chief, for coming down. We're adjourned.
Oh, wait.
Oh, thank you.
One more thing.
Yes, go ahead, for the good of the order.
I'd like to do a shout out to Andy Falcone, and he is in charge of the REACH program, and he came to my board meeting, so if any of you are looking for a speaker to talk about the REACH program, he is so passionate, and the people that were there, it is not income-based. So what he does is for people who frequently go to the hospital and are sent home, and sometimes it's just a little thing that they need to do. And this program allows us to get, to build a relationship with these people. And Andy's doing it, and getting in there and talking to them, seeing what their needs are, and trying to address, and this is all coming through the Akron Fire Department. So I just want to do a shout out to it, and if you're looking for someone to come to your board meeting, I would highly suggest it.
Very good. And to add to that, the vehicle, if you saw the vehicle, the new Expedition in the graphics, that was through a FEMA grant also from 2017.
Thanks for bringing that up. Sharon, I appreciate it. No, with that, we're going to suspend the rules and we're adjourned. Thanks.
Did you vote?